welcome back to the channel. My name is Anna, and welcome to another holiday video. This is a special Valentine's Day video for you guys out there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's another slideshow fanfiction read video, similar to the one I made back in Christmas, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This story is a spirit shipping story, so if you do not like anything cutesy or gay related, please don't bash this. It's really a nice story anyway, and there's not much to it. It's just simple and cute. This story is called Mysterious Cupcakes, and it's by an author named Monkey and Cookie. It's on fanfiction.net. I read it a while back. I reread it just last month and thought this would be a cute Valentine's Day story. I thought it would be nice to look at this one. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and please comment, like, and subscribe to the video, and tell me what you think at the end of the video. I hope you guys stay tuned and enjoy. Jedi thought today was going to be his average boring day. It was pretty lousy at first. First, he overslept. Then he missed his bus. After that, as he ran to school, he nearly got hit by a car. 3 times. The same car, too. To top it off, now in his world history class, he forgot his homework and forgot there was going to be a test today. Sho looked at him worriedly. "Aniki, is everything all right?" Jedi sighed and he leaned on his elbow. "Nothing worse than usual." Before Sho could reply, the door to their classroom opened. Asuka stepped in holding a vanilla cupcake with chocolate frosting and a toothpick on top, with a strip of paper wrapped around it. She smiled and walked towards the back of the class. The class stared in curiosity when she placed the cupcake on Judai's desk. "Have fun, Judai." She winked and she left the class. The brunette blinked. He poked the pastry. "Well, Judai, what does it say?" their teacher asked. Judai carefully pulled out the toothpick and unwrapped the piece of paper. He read it, then raised a brow. "Read it out loud," Sho prompted, leaning over in his seat to try to read the paper. "It says, 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a ninja war." Judai tilted his head to the side of it. "Why would Asuka give me this?" "Did she sign it?" Johan asked from the other side of the classroom. Judai shook his head. "Does that mean it's not from her?" Johan shrugged. "It might be, it might not be." Judai set the paper down and stared at the cupcake. He stuck his finger in the frosting and licked his chocolate-covered finger. He smiled happily. "I may not know what's going on, but at least I get a free cupcake." He shared some with Sho as their teacher continued his lesson, and he offered some to Johan, who politely declined. As Judai licked the frosting off the cupcake, he wondered why he got it and who it was from. If he wasn't so focused on the cupcake, he would have seen the pair of calm eyes watching him with a smile. In the middle of his Algebra 2 class, Judai saw Edo step into his class holding a chocolate cupcake with red frosting in one and holding something behind his back. "Wow, another one?" Sho asked as the silverette made his way to the brunette. He gave him the cupcake, and Judai saw that it also came with a note like Asuka's. The class waited for him to open it and read it out loud. "Roses are red, violets are blue. Hope you like this rose from me to you." Judai blinked and blushed a bit. "A rose?" Edo graced him with a beautiful red rose. The class oohed. Judai took the rose, careful of its thorns. He stared up at Edo. "Is this from you?" Edo shook his head. "I'm just a messenger." He smirked and left the class. "Huh." The teacher raised a brow. He looked back at Johan, who was at the board in the middle of proving the quadratic formula. He had stopped when Edo came in. "You can continue now, Johan." The brunette nodded. He turned around and continued. So, Judai, have any idea who your secret admirer is? Judai just blushed as he ate the cupcake. The classroom snickered. Third period was chemistry. It was also the last class he had with Sho. As the two copied some notes, Sho whispered to Judai, "Do you think you'll get a cupcake in this class too?" Judai shrugged as he stared at his notes. They weren't making much sense. Who knows? Blah, I hate taking notes. Sho laughed. Asuka was also in their class. She walked to the back of the classroom where the two sat to get a chemistry book. "Hey, Asuka," Judai said, forgetting about his notes. "Yeah. Are you the person behind the cupcakes?" Asuka giggled. "Nope, I'm just a messenger." "That's what Edo said." Judai remembered. The door to the classroom opened. In came a pissed Monjome holding a vanilla cupcake with green frosting. He walked towards Judai, who looked confused. Why was Monjome mad? The Raven saw Asuka standing next to Judai and stopped himself from slamming the cupcake onto Judai's table. He turned red. Judai looked at the pastry. "No note?" Asuka raised a brow at the Raven, who awkwardly cleared his throat. The blonde bit her lip to stop from laughing. So he had gotten Monjome too. "Judai. Knock, knock." Monjome said bitterly. The rest of the class stopped what they were doing and stared at Monjome in curiosity. Monjome was telling a joke? Judai blinked but smiled. He loved jokes. "Who's there?" he asked eagerly. "Cash." "Of course." "Cash who?" Monjome turned even more red, probably with anger. "No thanks. I prefer peanuts." "I'm going to kill him." Judai didn't know what he was laughing at. The joke, the fact that Monjome said the joke, or the look on Monjome's face because of the joke. The class, even Asuka, was laughing at the latter too. Even the teacher chuckled a bit. Monjome left the class red-faced and cursing. So much for his dignity. Judai couldn't wait to see what else he'd get during the day. His fourth period was world literature. A very boring class. Not many people even stayed awake through it. Judai usually slept like the rest, but today he was actually awake. Even the teacher noticed how excited he looked when he entered the class. "Ah, well, the kid must have sugar in him," the teacher figured. Which was true. Judai had already had 3 cupcakes, but that wasn't what had Judai so happy. "Yay!" he exclaimed in the middle of class when Jim came in with a chocolate cupcake with pink frosting and something behind his back. Jim chuckled. "I'm guessing you know what's coming." Judai nodded happily. "But I really want to know, who's behind it all?" Jim shook his head with a smile as he gave Judai the cupcake. Judai unwrapped the message and read it out loud. "Here's something I think is as sweet as you." The brunette raised a brow and looked at Jim. The Raven grinned and set down a small box, wrapped in a light blue wrapping paper and a red bow. Judai opened the box and gasped. "Are these chocolate fudge balls?" he asked. They were his favorite snack. Jim nodded. "Enjoy 'em, Judai." "But wait," Judai picked one up. "Who's behind this?" "You'll have to wait till the end," and he left with a wave. Judai popped in a chocolate ball full of fudge and smiled. Whoever it was, they knew him well. The teacher wondered if it was a good idea for Judai to have so much sugar in her class, but since he looked so happy, she let it slide. Judai thought about the sweets he had been getting throughout the day as he ran around the track with the rest of his PE classmates. Who the heck would be giving him sweets in the middle of the school year? And why? Was it really a secret admirer? He looked around for anyone that wasn't in his class to show up with a cupcake, but since he had PE, he wasn't expecting anything. "Who are you looking for?" Johann asked, running next to him. Oh, I'm wondering if I'll get anything in this period, Judai told him. When'd you get here? I've already done all my laps, so I decided to catch up to you. Judai felt a small blush rise on his cheeks. Could it be Johann? Judai had to admit he liked him a lot. They were best friends, so Johann wouldn't be able to know what sweets Judai liked the best. But it seemed like Johann didn't really care about what was going on. So it probably wasn't him. Judai, Johann asked, raising a brow. Huh? What? I said, are you alright? Judai nodded. Just thinking. Ah, Anderson, come here. The PE teacher yelled out. Johann cringed. Oh man, what'd I do now? Judai laughed a bit. See you later, Johann. Bye. And Johann ran towards the teacher, who was also his soccer coach. A couple of minutes later, Johann was running next to Judai again. What happened? Coach said if I could run just to talk to you, I could run 6 more laps easy. So, yeah, Johann grinned. Nothing I can't do. Judai smiled. Well, don't let me hold you back. You sure? I don't mind. Judai shook his head. I don't want you to get into more trouble because of me. Johann smiled at him. All right. He ran by him and whispered, Judai, you have no idea what I'd do for you. Getting in trouble doesn't bother me at all. Judai tilted his head to the side a bit. He heard Johann whisper something, but he wasn't able to catch what it was. I really hope it's Johann. 6th period came by, and Judai was eager for something to happen. Judai, calm down, Johann said, laughing at how the brunette was bouncing up and down in his seat. Well, I want to know if I get something this period. I hope 4th period wasn't the end. Judai sounded disappointed. Don't worry, I'm sure you'll get a surprise. Judai was about to turn around and ask him what he meant, but the teacher called their attention to start the lesson. The door opened about halfway through the class. Yay! Judai exclaimed, thankful for the interruption. He didn't really like his French 2 class. Ryo and Fubuki stepped into his class. Ryo was carrying 1 cupcake, while Fubuki carried a basket with 5 cupcakes. Fubuki grinned and walked up to the brunette first. Ryo stayed behind at the door. The senior took out the cupcakes and set them up so that they formed a heart. Start reading it from here. He pointed to the cupcake on the top left. Judai nodded, though it was a little surprised at all the cupcakes. Why so many? And they all had a piece of paper on them. Well, what are you waiting for? Fubuki asked, noticing the smaller brunette just stare at the cupcakes. Oh, right. Judai unwrapped the first one. Judai, was all it said. Judai raised a brow, then unwrapped the second one. It was long. I love the way you laugh, the way you smile, the way you're just you. He picked up the third one. I love the way you're blushing right now, staring at the cupcakes sprinkled with purple and blue. True to the message, Judai was blushing. Maybe he shouldn't have read it out loud. He picked up the fourth one. I know you think I'm lying, but I'm honest through and through. He unwrapped the last one. But I just want to ask you this. Won't you love me too? Judai was red at this point, as the class giggled and oohed at him. Ryo smirked and walked towards him, holding the last cupcake. Try not to invent a new shade of red, Judai. Judai took the cupcake and looked away at Ryo's comment. He looked down at the cupcake. It was a chocolate cupcake with white frosting and no sprinkles. He removed the paper from the toothpick and opened it. I love you, Judai. Turn around. Judai froze. Turn around? But then that would mean... Judai turned around. Johann. Johann waved at him with a smile. Hi, Judai. The brunette blinked a couple times. It was you? The other laughed. Yep, I love you, Judai. Judai looked at the cupcakes, then back to Johan. But, but, why? Why I like you? I think I said it in the cupcake. Judai looked away, embarrassed again. No, why all this? Johan grinned. Guinea pig. Judai blinked. Huh? Notice that everyone involved was a student council member. I'm also part of it, and our president wanted to do something called Mystery Cupcakes, which will go something like this every time. I thought maybe it would be a fun way to tell you how I feel. And I know how much you like sweets. Johan replied. Johan. Jedi was touched and happy. It was Johan. Fubuki clapped his hands together. I think this was a success. Rio looked over at the two sophomores. Not yet. Fubuki looked confused. Then it hit him. Oh, a kiss! Rio smacked the back of his head. It won't work if you rush them. Johan chuckled. Jedi, you heard from the student council president. He stood up and leaned over his desk, then lightly kissed Judai. The class whistled. The teacher looked away, feeling like he was invading their privacy. Now it's a success. Fubuki grinned. Johan pulled away from Judai and smiled. So, I'm guessing since you responded to the kiss, you like me too? Judai kissed him again. The class whistled again. Rio looked at the teacher. If you have any complaints, take it up with the principal, which need I remind you is Fubuki's father. Good luck. The teacher nodded and went to his computer to play solitaire. Best he not disturb the two currently making out in his classroom. Fubuki looked at Rio with a triumphant smirk. Told you it would work. Rio sighed. Yeah, whatever. Now, what are we going to do about them? Judai was happy on Johan's lap as the two kissed away the class period. Now we let them make out, and I do this. Fubuki cleared his throat. And that is what happens when you use Mystery Cupcakes. Compliments of the student council. Anyone want in? Several students raised their hands. Great, that'll be $5 each. Rio looked at him. 5? Wasn't it free for Yo? Fubuki cut him off. $5 is all it takes for you and your true love to get together. Students ran up to him with money in their hands. The brunette grinned at Rio. And you said this wouldn't work. Rio rolled his eyes. I'll be in the student council room. Johan and Judai parted and smiled at each other. You taste really sweet, Johan said. That's because someone I know gave me a lot of sweets. Johan looked over at Judai's desk and saw the cupcakes on it. There are still some left. Want to help me eat them? Sure. Judai picked up a cupcake and brought it up to his face. Johan pushed his arm up a bit so the cupcake could hit Judai's lips. Johan chuckled. He leaned forward and kissed the chocolate frosting off Judai's lips. I love you, Johan, Judai whispered. It seemed that, although his day had started out pretty bad, now it had become the best day of his life. I love you too. And I love the cupcakes. Johan laughed. You know what? I love them too. And he kissed him.